Hey guys, so today I'm going to be taking you through a very easy and simple three-step process that I use whenever I make my characters inside of Blender. So this is a process that I had to learn and develop over the past couple of years, making characters and learning a lot from our mentors at college and stuff like that. Let me get straight into it and walk you through this process. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is start building a mood board. And you can see this is a environment mood board, but it's going to be very similar for a character. So the whole point of doing mood boards is basically helps you decide the visual style of your character and also helps you get references of what stuff looks like in the real world. So this can be all sorts of different stuff, but it basically just giving your character making it grounded in the actual reality. Because some stuff you think you know what it looks like in your brain, but you actually have no idea. I've made many characters where stuff just doesn't look correct because I just don't have references of what it looks like in real life, or I'm just sit there stuck of what shape to make because I just have no idea. So building a mood board filled with visual references can be really useful when making your characters. But yeah, those are the two different types. You have inspiration and you have production mood board. Inspiration is basically the whole vibe of your character. In here, you're going to be doing the style, the overall feel of your character, maybe even color. Like, oh, I like this, the specific colors of this outfit, the color palettes, stuff like that. And then your production board is going to be filled with actual stuff that exists, and this is exactly what you're going to model type thing. And those are two that you're going to use later down the line. So to do this, I usually like going over to Pinterest. And the reason is just because it's like one of the best I found for gathering images. So I've just going to make a dwarf character for an example. So dwarf who's a blacksmith. So what you like about, or what I like about Pinterest is like you click on an image and you can get recommended more, and also you can just keep saving more. So say you just make a new board, so just go blacksmith dwarf, or even if you just go to your profile, click plus new pin, not pin, if you go plus board, and just go blacksmith dwarf. How do you spell it? I don't know. I don't think so. Whatever. If you click create, it'll start recommending you images related to that name you've given it. So you can start just by adding a couple of these, like whatever you like, and click done. You can just click more ideas, and it'll give you more related to these, like this. Just be like, okay, cool, like this one, like that one, whatever. And you can very easily start building this up. And obviously, when you go to your homepage, it's a brand new account, so it's very messed up, but you'll see some of these actually start getting recommended around that prompt. But you can also just go back to your search and start finding the ones that you like. Then you can start getting different ones. So like here's just the actual character, and then you can also get the style, the colors, whatever. But the next thing you have to do is actually compile these because just having a bunch of images floating around your PC, there's no point in that. So the easiest way to do this is using that same software I had earlier called PureRef. So if you don't have it, just go to puref.com. You can see here, just click get PureRef. And then here, if you're on Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever, choose whatever you want. Scroll down, just click custom mount, change to 0, or if you want to buy it, up to you, and click download. And when you first get it, you'll just get a box like this. So the whole way to use this is basically you can hold right click and it'll move it around. And then if you left click drag on like any of the edges, you can resize the whole thing. And that's kind of the absolute basics you need. And the two ways to import images is if you're just using Pinterest like this, you can just literally take the image, drag it across, bam, it's in there. So you can just do that, just drag all your images in, or you can press Control R and then import it from your PC if you download the images. So you see it's very easy to add all your different images in. It doesn't take like too much time. And you see, depending on the resolution of the image, you'll change how big the image is inside of PureRef. Cool. And then let me show you how to sort them. So I'll make this a bit bigger. You can see like all these on top of each other, so you can move them around manually. But something that I like doing is just selecting everything and go Control, Alt, and up arrow. And you'll see they all change to the same size. And then Control and P, for as in pack, and it'll do it like this. So it's not the greatest way of like doing it. It's never that nice. And sometimes I do like the more chaotic way where you just mess, like you put everything in a random place kind of thing. But yeah, and then you can see we already have started something. So then you can even start organizing it, being like, oh, I like this image more. I like this one more, like these, maybe that one as well. Maybe I don't like these as much. Let me move them to the side. This can be for like colors or stuff. So you can start building a decent mood board. And when you're building like different sections, a nice way to quickly like organize them is just press Control and N as a note. And you can see here you can write down anything. This is quite useful because you can say like this is the character I want to go with. This is going to be like production board. And then okay, cool. It's going to be like the style. And then okay, cool. This is going to be like the colors. Like you can change these all around and like start organizing it a lot easier than just having a bunch of images floating. Yeah, so those are like the only hotkeys you really need to use PureRef. You can find a whole list of all the hotkeys for PureRef and just find ones that are like actually useful to you. So like one that I find quite useful is like you can select an image, hold C on your keyboard, and if you drag, you can crop an image, which I find quite useful. So like here, you don't need that thing on the right, so on the left, so just there. Yeah, so just cropping in images to the stuff that you actually need, or like Control, using Alt and Shift, you can flip images like this if you just drag. So stuff like that, you can find good hotkeys and just start building it up as you go. Right, another like place to get different like style references is like using Instagram or ArtStation. Instagram specifically because you can, well, actually both of them. It's just because you can find specific people. So like say you liked this person's style, you could gather a lot of references based on this art because they'll be posting a lot of art in their specific style. So you can grab a lot of the different ones. You see, same thing here. Like all of this person's art is like kind of similar in the style. So if you're going to build a mood board with the style that you want to go with, just to have like something to refer back to while using PureRef or while you're modeling, this is very useful to do. You can also find on ArtStation, if you find someone who has a very nice style on ArtStation, then you can also just steal a lot of their images for your art style. Right, so the last style for this is actually drawing a concept art. Now, don't worry, you don't have to be good at drawing for this. It's not that hard, okay? So I want to show you an example of how I used it on a project. So you can see here, this is my mood board. It's not very detailed, but this was like a simple mood board I made. And you can see here in the bottom right or bottom left, I have a lot of different concepts. So I say a lot. I have like 4. But you can see here, these are just different ones. And the main thing you're supposed to be focusing on here is the shape. Get the shape down. You can literally be drawing triangles and squares. That's all you need to get done. Like that's the main thing you're supposed to be focusing on when drawing like this. So get the shape of your character. And the other thing you're doing is compiling different ideas from your mood board. So especially if your character, your mood board is more production or more inspiration, so you have a lot of different outfit design, stuff like that. Doing something like this is something where you start trying out different outfit designs and also different combinations with the outfits. So, or maybe this one will have like part A and part D, and this one I have part B and part D, and this one I have part F and part 2, like, you know what I mean? So you can start doing different outfit combinations and seeing what works together. Yeah, so you see here, I was just getting different shapes, and then I decided to go with this one, and I just drew over it with just actually doing it properly, because like the one on the left is not as good, getting all the parts done. And you can see here, then I did color variations. So these were the three I did. I've picked this one. But yeah, so you can see it's quite a, you don't have to do like very good. It just has to be a rough concept just to get the idea. Especially when working in low poly, you don't have to do a very complex concept art. It's just to get the idea down and do a lot of testing, because testing over here with a little, like just a pen and a paper, or doing it digitally, is a lot quicker than having to model 4 different characters. So I highly recommend you start doing this. So the two ways you can do this, if you have some sort of drawing pen or something that you can use with computer, you can use something like Krita or Krita. This is what I use a lot. So you can literally just download it for free, and just like start drawing whatever. So if you're working on a character, just start. Wait, I need to get my brush size. You can just start drawing your character like, okay, cool, like head, and then maybe the upper body is going to be like this big thing, and big shoulders. So you see, like, you can start building the whole character off of very like simple shapes. Okay, so don't worry like too much about it. So you see something like this. This is a good software. Another way you can just do it is just grab a piece of pen and paper. Just grab it down, put it on your desk, and start sketching. And then for the color variations, do the exact same thing. Just take a picture of it. Take a picture, scan it in, stuff like that. And then what you're going to do is inside of Krita, or if you have Photoshop or something like that, just add a new layer. You can like paint on top of it. But before you paint on top of it, change the blend mode to multiply, I think. And then if you paint, you can see here, you can see the layer, the lines underneath don't get affected. So you can paint all your colors on top, and you won't have a problem. And that's how you quickly can work out your different colors. If you're struggling with colors, I will do a video in the future, or you can message me on Discord about it, but you can look into color theory. It's actually very useful, but yeah, I'll do a video on that in the future. Okay, so if you are struggling with anything inside of Blender, or anything today was like confusing, come check this out. I have a free 30-minute coaching. This won't be available for that long, but yeah, so go check us out if you want to book a free coaching with me. Cool. Cheers.